Welcome back, YouTube, to another casted game of Age of Empires 4. This game today is going to be featuring David Kim playing as the Delhi Sultanate versus Avidaj playing as the Rus. Now, both of these players are just within the top 100, so it's sure to be some great gameplay, and I know you Delhi players out there will be really interested to check out this game. If you are looking for other Delhi content, I do have some build order guides available on the channel. Check out the playlist I'll leave below in the description, and you can also pick the build order graphics up in the Discord build orders channel. Okay, I'm going to turn it on over to this game, and I hope you enjoy. Okay, here we go. We've got David Kim playing as the Delhi Sultanate here in the bottom right of the map. He is in the color red. Versus Avidaj playing as the Rus up in the top left as the blue. The map here is Dry Arabia, and a pretty standard map, one of my favorites for sure. And what made this game stand out to me is I've been following a few of David's games because he has some great strategy with the Delhi Sultanate, and you know it's one of my favorite civilizations right now. So we'll be watching what he's doing very closely, but of course covering the whole match from both perspectives. So here at the start, David Kim has opened up with his mosque and is researching sanctity already. Now this sanctity will allow him to capture these sacred sites even as early as the Dark Age, depending on when he gets it researched. And these will provide 200 gold per minute per sacred site. So if you can hold all three, that's 600 gold per minute. So this is a excellent map to be playing Delhi on. Okay, after he got his 6 villagers on food, he has 3 villagers on wood and some new villagers, or it looks like a few villagers also had gone to these sheep here at the beginning. Let's go check in on what Avidaj is up to. Hopefully I'm saying his name correctly. Currently has a hunting cabin out on the field and is out, of course, with these scouts picking up hunts so he can get this gold bounty. Now, if the Rus is a new civilization to you, let me bring your attention down here to the total bounties accumulated. So for the Rus, every single animal that they kill will provide gold and will add up to these different tiers, which provide different bonuses. 5% villager food harvest rate, hunting cabins generating gold every 27 seconds, and that gets better with each tier, as you can see there. And you'll see as this wolf dies, it'll give him a little plus 25 gold. So this allows the Rus player to basically get all the gold he needs to age up and get this bounties in within the Dark Age and not even have to worry about going out to mine gold like everyone else. Now, meanwhile, back at home, it does look like he has a few idle villagers on sheep. Be careful not to stack too many villagers on sheep, ladies and gentlemen, because as you can see here, they won't show up as idle, but they will be standing around. So he did notice that, brought that home. Let's go see what's going on down here. And I've seen a lot of Rus players doing this, targeting these wolves out of the gate. The wolves are going to provide a little bit more gold for you. Of course, you want to do a little bit of micro. If you see them doing the step cancel here in order to get these wolves down, plus 25 gold. Look how much gold he's already got in the bank. Let's go see what is going on with David. Now, for the Delhi Sultanate, of course, they get to their berry bonus. You see, that's 500 out of 250 by building the mill there. So for Delhi, it's within their interest to be gathering from these berry. They actually get a gathering. It's just as fast as hunting. Now, David is just now thrown down a barracks just about the 3-minute mark. It looks like he did have 4 villagers on wood, currently 2 on gold and 7 on food. So my prediction, he's going to go for a few spearmen, go out and try to control the sacred sites and send out this scholar as the sanctity gets researched here in the next 50 seconds. Now, I expect to see him going up the Dome of Faith. It is just about the only option for you as the Delhi Sultanate. The Tower of Victory just is not good enough, and sometimes is bugged depending on what's going on. Now, you can see here, Avidaj obviously was aware that Delhi would be going for the Sacred Knight, and he is building his Kremlin on it. I have not seen a Rus player play this aggressively on a sacred site before. So this is a defensive landmark which will guard this sacred site from from David being able to capture it. Now, David come back with a good haul of sheep here, but this is certainly, well, I think he scouted it, so at least he knows not to go there, but this is certainly going to be a wrench in his plan of getting all the sacred sites, because Delhi really relies on getting these. Now, you see that David has brought a villager forward, ejected that scholar out, and has these first few spearmen rallied out to the sacred site. That villager is going to build this tower and provide the safety he's going to need to help secure this sacred site into the feudal age. So a nice tactic. I've seen a lot of Delhi players do this. I've been doing this myself, building outposts on sacred sites instead of towers. It's going to cost 100 wood, and when all said and done, once you build all the square you need for that, it takes time. Your units might get picked off, and it's going to cost a decent amount of wood and not provide the same amount of protection that an outpost is going to. Now, it does look like Avedodge is trying to block this right now and see if he's able to get this villager down. This would certainly be a wrench in his plan. I know I said that already once, so this would be another wrench. We got wrenches for days. But it looks like he brought a scholar over, got that healing, and is going to be okay. Now, you do see that the Rus have reached the second age. Any military buildings down? Not seeing anything quite yet. Villagers doing something quite weird out here. What is going on? They're trying to build a hunting little jig going on here in the back line. Definitely not working on building that hunting cabin. But meanwhile, it does look like David has captured a sacred site. This will start generating 200 gold per minute. You can see. Wait, does that not accurately reflect? It should be 200 gold per minute. I don't know why. Maybe it's just the. It's because I'm looking at. Okay. I was looking at the wrong person. That'll do it. That'll do it. Okay, and down here, we've got some stone being gathered early on. Is he going to go for a stone tower? Is he going to go for a second town center? Now, I have not seen many 2TC Delhi builds, so that would be very different. You do see he's got his Dome of Faith going down. So just now going for a little bit of a later age up in order to secure that sacred site with some spearmen. And honestly, I think a good move. I've seen players go for a longer Dark Age, because at the end of the day, he's getting that gold benefit. This is going to be a nice investment here for this next age. Now look at this. Typically, it's the Delhi player that would be walling off these sacred sites, but it does look like the Rus player decided that he was going to get in on the walling action. But the scout has his sword out and says, nope, you're not allowed to build this wall right now. And you can see that has been canceled. So a good block there with the scout. He's probably going to completely ignore this middle site for now. This will just be out of reach. Now, I want to see if he goes for a second town center. So we got two archery range, a house. Now, he stopped getting stone. So did he upgrade this tower? He looks like he was just getting the stone in order to get arrow slits. So that takes 50 stone. He wanted the arrow slits on that tower. So that's going to help give some extra defense for that. So that's what that stone is for. I was like, it'd be crazy if he did a second town center. Meanwhile, starting to work in on this second far west sacred site, and that's going to be bringing his gold gathering rate up to 400 gold per minute once he captures this. Let's see what military buildings are going down for the Rus. So it does look like an archery range is out there, and that's all that's really going on right now. So maybe a little bit of defensive gameplay. It doesn't appear to me that the Rus player is preparing himself for a super aggro age 2 at the moment. He's just collecting his deer. There you go. You can see that, collecting his deer, bringing them home, grabbing the opponent's deer, and is going to have everything he needs just to sit back and have quite a boom going on. Maybe some archers to defend. So sometimes you see knights out of Rus players, but not here. Probably aware that there's going to be some spearmen out. Now, meanwhile, we've got an archer range idle right now. He's upgrading his spearmen, and it does look like David is macroing for an age up. And that's one nice thing. If you do this with Delhi, you actually don't need all 3 sites. 1, 2 sites can get you all the gold you need to age up. So he's going to be good to go. Ooh, scout going down to get up to the castle age. And I think this is where Delhi shines the most, is the early castle age. Men-at-arms, siege units, perhaps an elephant. So we'll have to see if he goes for that. So starting to age up. I can only imagine he's going up with the Dome of Faith. Compounded Defender. I eat my words. Okay, now I've noticed some people like to do this. I sometimes use Compound Defender. The Compounded Defender makes it so infantry can build stone walls, gates, and towers, and reduces the stone cost of buildings and their emplacements by 25%. So a rather defensive landmark, and Not quite what I expected. A lot of people go for the House of Learning. So it does look like taking out was able to take out this hunting cabin, but lost several spearmen. An okay pickup for him, but really, losing a few spearmen. I'm not sure. Maybe they all got away. Look at that excellent micro. These just have a few HP left on them. So he's got the left sight walled in. Right side, you can see, has his arrow slit upgrade and has one spearman inside there. These archers are going to be disappointed when they come out and see that there's actually a wall here and he's not going to be able to get it. Okay, so age 3 has been reached. Let's see what he's doing. Going up this compound defender, I can only imagine he's going to be throwing down some stone walls. That's the only thing I can think of here, but we'll have to see if he uses it. Currently, not really any stone in the bank. Throwing down a stable. So we got a stable and a barracks and no men-at-arms in queue. Sometimes you see players spamming men-at-arms. Not seeing that right now out of David. So maybe not his game plan, or he's doing what I'm often doing right when I hit the 3rd age and going around and making sure you have all of these techs queued up since they are free. Okay, getting some berries there. So not a whole lot of military action right now. Both players just kind of booming and positioning themselves, scouting the opponent. Now look at all this food. Each one of these is 350 food, and boy oh boy, and compared with the Rus's bounty, you can see there's at tier 2, almost at tier 5, plus 10% villager food harvest rate. Hunting cabins generating right now gold every 24 seconds. You can look over the hunting cabin. There's the gold that this will be bringing in. So a nice boom going on. Looking at the score, it does show David ahead, and I can only imagine that's just because he's got probably a lot more techs in queue. He has 2 full moss right now, has his blacksmith, although has he not researched any of these things? Must have just built this. Does he have a second one somewhere? So maybe not yet. I can assume actually though that gold, essentially like it's a boost of villagers, getting that 400 gold per minute. Okay, so opening with a lancer, going out to maybe just kind of get some intel, but I don't know if he's realized that Avidaj has all of his food under his town center, so there's really gonna be nothing for him to pick up and raid out here. Maybe just gonna watch this trade route, but not gonna be much for him to really pick up. He has garrisoned a scholar inside of here for efficient production. As I say that, he pops them out, but that does double the speeds. You'll see here, these man-arms will take 11 seconds to train versus taking 21 or 22. It rounds down, so it takes half as long to get these researched. And also, it will make these techs go faster if he's researching these. What's going on over here? Okay, so we have a few horse archers. Now, these horse archers are a very popular unit for Rus players. He's going to be able to take out this knight from range. I have a feeling he's going to eventually chase him down and get him. Let's compare the speed, actually, of these units. I don't know. 1.62 for the knight versus... Okay, they have the exact same speed. So I guess he will be able to get away from that without a little bit more micro. Now, let's check this out. The horse archers for the Rus, they cost 80 food and 40 wood. This is very different from the Mangudai for the Mongols, costing a significant amount of gold along with food. So these are rather cheap units, and they're very, very, very effective, particularly at raiding villager lines. So he's coming out here. Oh my gosh, is he going to do what I think he's going to do? Oh boy, ladies and gentlemen, hold on to your hats, because I think we're about to see a Delhi snake wall. What is a Delhi snake wall? Well, I think originally probably coined by many of the English players. You build this stone wall slowly across the map, and you put your archers on top of it, and you get to that defensive bonus. And the cool thing about the Delhi is you can build this wall with your units. So this is going to be quite interesting to see how he uses I mean, that has to be what this is, right? I don't want to call it too early, but I think we might see a little snake wall action. And if I was the Rus, I would be expecting this for sure. It does look like the Rus player has gone up with the high trade house. A little bit of raids from those knights, trying to get some villagers, but not getting a ton done. So this is going to generate gold like 100 cabinet. The value increased by 200%. It spawns deer every 60 seconds. So this is spawning deer. You can see right now getting 135 gold per minute. So a nice little building, nice little economic boost there for the Rus. And those knights just kind of keeping the attention of the horse archers. And honestly, if I was in David's position, I'd be happy that these things are distracted versus running down here, poking at my berries, poking at my villagers around my town. I think, you know, that's okay. But I think we're going to see some engagements here very soon. Let's see if he continues to expand this wall here. I see archers moving. Oh, he's putting down a tower. Look at that. A stone wall tower. Now, these are cheaper since he did go up the compound defender. You can see it is a 150 stone. Look at this. It's going to get done right in time as these units arrive. Boom. And these have a great attack. Look at that. 61 attack for these Springalds in here. So that's just absolutely devastating. Let's look at these Springalds here. So I guess it has one more attack than this Rus Springald at the moment. And now he's jumping on top of here, getting a little bit of that defender's bonus. You can see standing on the walls, reduce damage taken from range and siege attacks by 66, and increases range by 2 tiles. So by standing up here, he's got a great defender's bonus. Very interesting use of the stone wall tower on a segment. I have not seen this before. I'm really liking it. Like I said, I've watched some of David's games, and I've just been really intrigued at some of his strategies. Very original ideas, and I'm going to have to maybe borrow this one for my own if this works out for him in the end. Okay, so the Rus player dedicating to these horse archers. I'm not sure how horse archers are going to deal if David keeps massing up some archers. He has the mobility, but these probably are better units at more of raiding. We're going to do okay since they have good numbers, but probably in head-on fights, not going to be the absolute best option. So maybe he's just buying himself time, trying to age up. Let's see his macro. Nope, he's not trying to age up, but he is going for these Springalds. Now, the Rus Springalds are the strongest in the game. They outrange all other Springalds with their upgrades and are absolutely monsters. Big forces to be reckoned with. Now, what happened here? He's building another tower. He is doing it. He's going to slowly tower across the map with Springalds. And these Springalds actually will be able to fire at the enemy Springalds as they come in. And the enemy Springalds will struggle to take them out since they are defensive structures. Springalds don't excel at siege, in fact. These segments also will block these Springalds from this side from getting shots in. If he's able to complete these wall segments, it'll give him a little bit of a buffer because you cannot shoot over top of stone walls with Springalds. Looks like he canceled that. Now I'm trying to see. I'm wondering if this if this stone wall tower has range. Is that thing firing? I'm trying to see if there's anything coming out. I don't think it has range. I thought maybe it could hit the Kremlin from there. It would be very interesting. As you can see, Springalds doing very little damage. Back on the back line, I don't know if some villagers just went down here. Hopefully not for David's sake, but you do see these cav archers are just absolutely excellent at picking units off, and since he does have an overwhelming mass at the moment, he's able to really just push this army. David needs a lot more archers of his own to be able to take on this. You can see a nice rate of fire out of these archers, and getting just a lot of value right now out of these. So I'd say this was an absolutely great return on investment. I wonder if he got some of these villagers. Not entirely sure. David's going to be forced back. If he wasn't already... Okay, now he does have these berries, which is nice, but I guess he's kind of lucky these archers are on the right side of the map right now. Okay, so there's some Springalds. Now, what I love to do in this situation is get the sprint ability for these guys at the House of Learning, but... I'm sorry, at the barracks, and then sprint these Springalds down. But a lot of defense back here. I don't know if he would be able to do that. He would certainly need a lot more Springalds, and it does look like he's spending time investing in his Stonewall Towers. Now, I see that he is not currently gathering any other stone. Oh my gosh, here we go. Now, unlike the Mangadai, these do need to stop to shoot, but you see him picking 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 villagers off in that raid. 1, 2, 3 cav archers go down. Horse archers, rather. So, picking away at the economy of David. And he did actually, it looks like, cap this top sacred site. He could actually... we'll wander on a scholar up there. Look at this. We got a trebuchet starting to work on this Kremlin with the Springalds trying to box out. We got a little bit of back and forth here. Who's winning this Springald fight? It's kind of hard to say at the moment. But I think David is going to have the advantage. Crossbows taking shots in the Springalds. I have been told that crossbows are quite effective at fighting Springalds. Meanwhile, back at home, another raid going on. And this is almost a situation where I would be throwing down towers on my wood line. If you check out there, he's got plenty of wood in the bank. He could easily do that if he wanted to. Maybe fix his macro from food. He's got 1,600 food at the moment. And he's going to want to capture these sacred sites in order to get that gold back up. You see these arrow slits taking shots on these horse cav archers as they move around. Horse archers. What's going on down here? Man-at-arms chasing 2 horse archers. And then, look, he's just raiding everywhere. Just really being super annoying. Look at the economy. 56 villagers for David versus the 62 of the Roos. Now, though he's down on the villager numbers, he has had the sacred sites for a very long time. And you got to account that for how much res he's bringing in. I often play with less villager counts than I do with most other civilizations. And going for the very calculated siege right now of this Kremlin with the trebuchet. I'm usually very nervous to make trebuchet against Roos because they just always have Springalds ready to snipe you. But he's feeling very confident here. Let's see if he catches it while defending a raid from home. Several villagers, 1, 2, at least 2 or 3 villagers going down right now, making that economy spread even harder for David. Now he is picking back up a sacred site and putting a keep down here, so this will certainly defend the sacred site for quite some time. So a nice play getting that back. I would like to see him maybe take the middle one back here very soon, and picking off the rest of those horse archers. Maybe I miss micro here, but we have a kind of engagement on the front line. Trebuchet going down, and a pretty impressive mass from Avidodge, but yeah, he's just kiting. Look at that. He's able to easily take out these man-at-arms by just kiting. Look, he like takes them down to like 2 shots with the volleys from these units and take out these man-at-arms. So some good value. Meanwhile, picking out David Kim's Springalds. This looks like a great fight for Avidodge right now. Takes out the man-at-arms, takes out the Springalds, all but has cleaned his army, and not to mention was picking off villagers back at home. Now he's moving within range of the Stonewall Towers, which are going to just pick off horse archers for free. You see him just one-shotting these guys. Do they one-shot him? I think they do. I see him picking off some low-value targets. Okay, War Elephant right now coming in, but this is going to get kited down. It's going to be really, really hard to get value out of this War Elephant at the moment. Yeah, you see him go back. This War Elephant may not even get a shot off. Okay, he did get one little hit there, but you see it's going down. That's a lot of res invested to just lose that elephant for practically nothing. But right now, Avidodge is losing a bunch of units to these towers. Maybe underestimating. Look at these. This every time, boom, taking snipes from this wall segment. So I'm still just loving the use of these towers. Maybe he doesn't realize that there's a keep up over here. He's going to be in for a rude awakening. Oh no, he doesn't see it. So just absolutely, he had just had this great cleanup of Avidodge's David Kim's army, but he has just been hemorrhaging units to buildings here in these recent engagements, giving him maybe a better chance at remassing. But he did stop the scholars from capping that site, and therefore is going to stop that gold from coming in. Meanwhile, over here we've got archers sitting on top of the wall. Some more man-at-arms. I'm not sure how many more man-at-arms I would be investing in, just seeing the kiting from that previous engagement. And here they come for another raid. Oh boy. Let's see how this goes. Looking for some villagers. They are trying. Oh, what are we missing back? Okay, it's back here. So he is trying to find some, running around. You can see his tree line's completely gone. He has to know he's gathering from wood somewhere else on the map. Let's see what's going on over here. Bunch of Springalds, 6 Springalds up for Avidodge right now. And not really doing a whole. Oh boy, I'm worried about these man-at-arms. So you're gonna get picked off just pretty easily. Like he'll box these out, but yeah, they're just gonna kite him, and he's just going to lose units for free. He's done this throughout the game. Very efficient trades for the Roos player in general, but right now actually he is getting sniped by the Springald, and David's doing an actually okay job at trading here, losing a knight 2 man-at-arms, 3 man-at-arms. Now, I say that as he's bleeding man-at-arms here at the front line. Okay, what's going on over here? We've got the Springalds just, oh boy, there you see him just sniping these Lancers. These are high-value units. They're certainly not cheap. 140 food and 100 gold, and just losing those without getting any shots off certainly stinks. Meanwhile, just more raiding. I wonder what Avidodge's in-game here is, though, right now. He's got all these Cav archers, and he's making the Springalds, but he hasn't really pushed out too heavily. He's just been doing this raiding. David's staying on his side of the map. And we look at the score right now. It reflects that David is ahead by a little bit. Now, the scores can be deceptive in this game. It's kind of hard to tell what is actually being calculated. But rather a close one right now. I thought earlier that Avidodge had done pretty much a cleanup of the Delhi army, but maybe just because of the fact he had Springalds and horse archers, he had no means of going in and sieging anything. And man, look at this. With the use of this one Springald and just a few man-at-arms, he has been able to pick off the rest of these horse archers, which is pretty nice. But oh my gosh, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have a lot, 11 Springalds here right now on the front line to David's. How many does he have? He has currently 5 here, in training more. Now, he doesn't have the grease to axles yet. This would take about a minute to research, which would make this movement speed 20% faster, which is really nice in these Springald wars to have this extra speed. What's going on back here? One last, the remaining horse archer trying to get some value, and he is taking some shots as veteran archer, but is finally going to go down. There we go, a snipe coming in from that Springald. And right now, we got a bit of a stalemate going on. Not entirely tense, but both players on their side of the maps. We see some wall segments coming down, some wooden wall segments at that. Now, you're not going to be able to connect those, but I think he's just trying to protect his farms from getting run up on a lot of farms. Look at this transition to farming. Let's look at the villagers take right now. Just about 69 right now, for David. And we have 81 at the moment for Avidodge. And not really much farming going on yet. He does have deer being spawned from his high trade house. If you look at the current resources, it looks like he's gonna age. If he just needs like 100 more stone or gold. And yep, there we go. I think he's gonna age up. And for me as Delhi, I really don't want to be playing against Rus in the 4th age. Then you just add Strelitz into the mix, and Rus is just really scary to be playing in the late game. I was looking to see if there's any oh boy, oh no, oh no, he was building this wall to prevent exactly what is happening right now, and he did lose at least 3 or 4 villagers to just a few horsemen, which is unfortunate. He needs to get this wall segment up. This is exactly what he was trying to prevent. Often what I'd like to do to prevent this late game raids like this is just like drop a keep either right in the middle of where you're gonna build your farms, or like even like right here. A keep would protect a lot of raiding going on here. But obviously, he doesn't have the stone right now. It does look like maybe he just bought some food at the market, and he is going to be aging up right now. Let's see which landmark he decides to go with. He is going with the Hussar Academy. Now, the Hussar Academy is a controversial landmark. This is a landmark that generates food based on the number of technologies researched, but there's rumors that it is in fact bugged and doesn't always generate the amount of food that you're supposed to get, sometimes generating just tens of food compared to the several hundreds of thousands that other civilizations might be generating from some of their different buildings. So interesting landmark to go up with, but probably saying, hey, I'm not making any elephants. He knows there's gonna be a lot of Springalds and maybe some Strelitz to go up against. He doesn't want to make tower elephants. So I get it, and I definitely have chosen this landmark, even if it's not amazing, just because I maybe don't want to tie up pop space in those elephants. Right now, he's got 2 trebuchets. I like this, building a little defensive wall segment to keep this trebuchet defended from any Springalds from coming up. And man, he could just slowly creep with these stone walls if he wants. really liking putting to use this compound of the defender. Now, these stone wall segments are a lot cheaper than typical 11 stone right now. Let's take a look at this battle. What's going on back here? Nothing's going on. Just getting some techs in. Now, he still is in the third age versus the age 4 of the Roost player. But he's just sitting back these Springalds. I think he's realized he can't get shots. Look at this. He can't shoot over these stone walls. He's going to need some better siege options. He needs to take out those walls if he's going to be able to do something about these trebuchets just wailing on his Kremlin at the moment. Still holding down these 2 side sacred sites. Not only that, but securing some of this gold and stone that's here mid-map. So this is high value for David. He should be close to age up. Oh, did he cancel his age up earlier? I saw him start to age up. Maybe he canceled it because he thought the enemy was going to push real quick or decided he needed the res. Something weird must have happened back there. Trebuchet continuing to shoot. Looks like this Trebuchet is struggling to get the pathfinding and might go for a little bit of walk around the wall. Maybe a little bit less than desirable than what he might want here. But I feel like we're going to see David just slow push. And you know what? I'm liking this kind of late game, a very calculated, methodical siege that he's doing here. Is using these small tower wall segments. They aren't complete circles, just keeping that front line to protect his trebuchets, and he can defend any backline sweep with these Springalds. Certainly can have line of sight on what's going on in front of his towers. So I think we're going to be looking at this portion of the map for some time to come here as the game continues. Now both players in the 4th age, and David, you can see, has a lot of resources and can just queue every single technology he wants up. He's still got, very interesting, only 1 blacksmith. I highly recommend dropping at least 2 blacksmiths typically with Delhi, if not 3. Sometimes, like if you're in a situation where you've forgotten them, which it appears like David perhaps has forgotten them, he could easily throw that wood. Now he is putting down a madrasa, which is basically the equivalent of a university for the Delhi Sultanate, and we'll begin those advanced techs all for free. But we do have a bombard, extremely effective against structures. Look at that bombard already working away at that stone wall. Was that the trebuchet took a shot at the bombard and appears to have missed. But he is going to want to do something about that because that will take down the stone walls, which will leave room for these Springalds to start firing. Now, besides the Springalds, not a ton of other units. Is he going to be massing knights? Or it does look like maybe what he's going for. He's getting all his upgrades in right now to make these Rus knights much stronger. You see a lot of these late game from Rus players for sure. But now we got Bombards and Springalds is going to be the backbone of the Rus army at the moment. But instantly you see repairing that wall segment. I think this wall segment was going to go down, and then he just built the stone wall in its place, which is very interesting. Fun fact, you can lock the gate, even though enemy units can't go through them, but it makes it so your gate is unlocked auto. Apparently you can lock it, so it is an interesting fact. I think I have not really used much in Age of Empires 4. Okay, so there we go. Bombard's taking shots. How is David going to answer that? I see that he did create 1 war elephant, probably just to protect his siege line on the back. But it'll be a little scary because these Springalds can easily target and snipe if he wants. This trebuchet is doing just about nothing. Archer's coming up, but they're just going to get slaughtered by these Springalds. I think this might have been a mistake, or perhaps he wanted to free up some pop space. It's hard to say. But David's got 12 Springalds right now. That is compared to Avidaj, who's sitting on 11. So he actually does have 1 more. Now let's check out the range of these. So the Rus Springald, they're sitting on currently, they have the 11 armor verse range, but they have the attack 60 range, and their tile range is 13.5 versus the tile range over here. If you look, it's going to be 12. So they have a 1.5 more range on enemy Springalds, which just makes them so fearsome here in the late game. So we do have those walls up. Getting those technologies looks like maybe getting a few technologies, in fact, at the mosque, at the farm. He's going to want to remember to queue those up. Yeah, so they reached the 4th age. Maybe just been busy paying attention to other things. Now, what's going to go on here? I'm not sure if this war elephant will be able to single-handedly take on a keep with all those villagers there. And we do still have these 3 bombards to deal with. So I wonder what he is queuing up, what he's planning to do. We see a lot more barracks, so I think maybe we'll see a man-at-arms spam and some hand cannoneers. There we go. Hand cannoneers, very strong unit. This will be very interesting to see. Now, moving up with some man-at-arms and this elephant, I don't think he can single-handedly take on the fortress, but he at least has aggroed the attention of his opponent. Now look at this, a bunch of Streltsy. Watch these things. Oh, I was gonna say they will just absolutely put down elephants, but it doesn't even need to do that. The castle takes care of it before he's able to. But at the same time, leaving a little bit of a gap here. Man, lots of bombards, Springalds, Streltsy. This is going to be a force to be reckoned with the Rus. If I was a Delhi player right now, I'd be very, very nervous. How are you going to break through this? And perhaps the little stone walling. Oh, you know what? You don't have to break through it if you can just hold the sacred sites. Could it be a sacred site victory that we're looking at here? Boy, oh boy, this could be fun. Stonewall Towers going up. Now, with all these bombards, I'm not sure if that's a great investment. I think the bombards will just one-shot this. And as I was saying, there we go. All the bombards taking a volley in that Stonewall Tower. Quickly going down. Now, I say that they're still alive. It looks like maybe some missed micro of the cannons at the moment. And we go, archers in the back line firing onto the knights that have charged forward, but a lot of Springalds going down for David Kim right now. Enemy Springalds advancing, bombards moving up. This is looking scary for David. Now David can put these archers and the hand cannoneers on top of the wall still, but these Streltsy are one of the best units in the entire game. But they are going up against the range resist that these have up here. 66 range siege attacks by 66%, and he has increased range. So obviously in a good spot. He got those fire arrows, so was able to hold this off despite losing a lot of siege units. So we started on this sacred site, but now that clock is ticking. Now from this playback, unfortunately, I do not know how much time is left, but you can keep an eye on the clock. He just got this recently, and it takes a total of, I believe it's, I can't remember if it's 10 or 15 minutes. I think it's 10 minutes for the sacred site to win the game. So that clock is ticking, maybe about 45 minutes about when that victory would happen. So all he has to do is just hold out. We say all he has to do, but that's against bombards. Look at all these bombards. Look at all these Springalds. I was surprised in that last engagement that these bombards didn't take out the Stonewall segment. Even right now, they could be shelling it and just opening this up just a little bit more for his army. But meanwhile, nothing but a keep and a palisade wall here defending the western sacred site. And I can only guess this is what David's going for. He is just going to try to sit back and control these sacred sites, but I think it's going to be a huge battle over this middle one. It does look like this will be the one Avedaj is focusing at the moment. And there we go, bombards coming in. I'm just surprised he doesn't just take out this wall segment. There we go. Look at that. One volley. It's almost down. And just like that, goodbye to the wall segment. And that's going to open up. He could run in here right now and capture even with these archers. I say that, but actually, I guess these Stonewall Towers, I believe they will shoot over this way. I guess I've never actually tried it from this angle, but I'm assuming they will shoot this way and could shoot anything that stepped onto the sacred site right now. So very smart placement of these Stonewall Towers. Meanwhile, what's going on? We got more man-at-arms being trained, man-at-arms and hand cannoneers. Looks like the army comp that he is currently going with. You can see that's all military units selected. He even has bombards of his own. It looks like selecting all military units lagged the game a little bit. Very interesting. Meanwhile, over here, I feel like Avedaj maybe should have moved up before this Delhi army remassed, because he did take out a lot of units earlier. But right now, just playing really passively, maybe not entirely realizing that that clock is ticking for that sacred site victory. Let's look at the base of Avedaj. He does have two markets going on in trading, walling all the way across the map right now. So having a secure late game trading post. No trading post right now for David, but he doesn't need it. He's got his sacred sites producing 600 gold per minute right now. He's even thrown other villagers on gold. So a lot of resources coming in. Let's look at the military differences. There you can see what's killed, lost, raised for this game so far. And right now, man, these stone walls just being absolutely obliterated by the bombards. And here we go. We got a charge coming in. This should be fun. Let's take a look at this fight. We got a Wharf Elephant on the front line, trying to get in the action there. They're very effective at killing with knights, but right now are just tanking all the shots from the Streltsy, and that War Elephant will go down. Meanwhile, on the back line, we've had a bombard one by one picking off the Springalds. Springalds are not very effective at killing bombards. Bombards are very, very beefy, and it does look like David has been able to take this fight through the mixture of man-at-arms, his hand cannoneers, and just some bombards on the back line. And this is a really, really good position for David to be in. I really thought Roos was going to have the demanding army here and be a force to be reckoned with, but you could see these hand cannoneers just absolutely shredding the Springalds at the moment. I just don't think Avidodge is going to be able to remass. He's got his Aldous trade route set up, but it's going to be for nothing. Maybe he was going a little too heavy on eco, even 3 markets down back there, while he should have been thinking about this army approaching. I think he just started to get starved for gold, and David kind of wore him down, has plenty of gold in the bank, as you can see there. Now, he does have 1,000 gold at the moment. But man, I don't think there's any way you can come back from this. Making knights, these hand cannoneers honestly shred just about anything. Archers or mangonels are typically your best bet, but for archers, you've got to have a decent mass of them to get started with taking out the numbers. And not sure he's going to do that. You do see him throwing down some archer ranges. Let's see if he trains. He's still going for Streltsy, but the Delhi player just really charging in here. And to be honest, not a sight I see a ton. I expected him maybe just to sit back and wait and try to defend those sites, but he was able to get a nice push here mid there earlier, and I think that would be the deciding moment of this game. Starting to work on some of the landmarks, that high armory under fire at the moment, and we do have some knights running in on the back line. He sees where the trading's happened, and actually even wood. Look at this. He is just about out of wood. I say that, but he still has plenty. But it's going to be a challenge. How's he going to remass and stop David's approaching army right now? And I can only imagine that Sacred Site victory has to be imminent. I think we said about the 45-minute mark is when that Sacred Site victory would complete. And right now, hand cannoneers and bombards just rolling over the Roos base. I think it's safe to say David has this one in the books, and very impressive. I really enjoyed the uniqueness. Look, he had almost a cross going on here, but the uniqueness of building these Stonewall towers and Stonewalls mid-map and just playing on his side of the map until really this point of the game. He has not, I don't think, really left his side of the map, albeit just a few knights running in here and there, and it was waiting for the opportune moment when he had all of his techs in, had hand cannoneers mixed in with bombards, abandoning the Springald game. You can see here as late game he was able to afford just those bombards. Those bombards were able to pick off those enemy Roos Springalds and the men-at-arms. And right now we do see Streltsy going toe-to-toe with the hand cannoneers at the moment, but just with some more forces coming in from David, I just don't think it's going to be enough. And we do have a War Elephant starting to work on that capital town center. And GG is called. David Kim, playing as the Delhi Sultanate, defeats Avidodge is Roos. I hope you enjoyed this casted game. Please let me know down in the comments what you thought about it. And for more Delhi content, be sure to check out my Delhi Sultanate playlist. I'll leave down in the description. I have build order guides in the Discord. And of course, you can always catch me live on twitch.tv/FitzBro. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one.